Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Zulkifli bin Muhammad Zam. My matric number is C18A0466. I'm as a moderator.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Ahmad Mukri bin Ahmad Sofian. My matric number is C18A0019 as a psychology.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad bin Zazawi bin Azizan. My matric number is C18A0147 and I as LGBT activist.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Shakir bin Muhammad Suhaimi. My matric number C18A0186. My role is as Mufti.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to audience. Today is our event. We will talk about the rise of LGBT in Malaysia. Today we have three panel which is not an ordinary person. The first one is Dr. Shakir, Mufti Department of Terengganu. The second one is Dr. Mukri as an expert psychology of UKM. And the last one is Azza Zawi, the LGBT activist. Related to the topic about the LGBT, not everyone know about what is LGBT especially. Okay, I want to give a little bit definition about what is LGBT. As you know, LGBT refer to group of sexual orientation or commonly known as a same-sex relationship. So, the first question I will give to Mr. Azhar. Can you give us more about this LGBT?
Okay, thank you. Hello and good morning. Thank you for having me here. Actually, LGBT stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender, and along with heterosexual. They are terms used to describe people's sexual orientation or gender identity. Previously, same-sex relationship was not given a legal recognition as it cannot fit into the system. That they are predominantly designed for the heterogeneous couple. Therefore, the struggle to gain endorsement for our right has led us to seek the legal recognition both internationally and domestically. They demand the meaning of human freedom as enshrined in Article 1 UDHR must be liberally interpreted as to include all forms of human relationship.
Thank you for the explanation about LGBT from Mr. Azhar. And Dr. Shakir, as an expert person in religion and public figure, as a Muslim, how do you see about this issue?
Okay, Assalamualaikum and thank you. Okay, thank you for the event today and to the audience and also to everyone here. As we all know, attitudes toward lesbian, gays, bisexual and transgender, LGBT, and their experiences in the Muslim world have been influenced by their religious, legal, social, political and cultural history. In Islam country, we stand as a nation that adheres to the principle of the Constitution. Kings and Islam as the official religion, so things that are not religious will certainly be rejected. We must hold on to our principles as a sovereign nation and as Islamic state. In Islam, we don't support the LGBT lifestyle, but we have to take a different approach to counsel them instead of hating them. And I think counseling is one of the best ways that LGBT people can get back on the right path.
Thank you for the explanation just now. Dr. Mukri, as a psychologist, okay doctor, how do you see about this issue?
Assalamualaikum. Thank you for the invitation. Okay, LGBT is community that classified in the form of sexuality, and the other word LGBT is lesbian, who is romantically, sexually and emotionally attracted to women. A gay is about man is one who is romantically, sexually and emotionally attracted to men. A bisexual stand for person someone who is romantically, sexually and emotionally attracted to people of gender both the same and different to their own. Transgender used to describe people whose gender identity has an internal feeling of being male, female or non-binary or gender expression differs from gender they were assigned at birth. The last one is the popular variant X, the letter Q, for those who identify as queer or are questioning their sexual identity. Is LGBT is a nature or nature? Let me qualify. Nature, it is genetic, while nature, it is an environmental factor. You also can say it as a childhood experience. And for me, I do believe that LGBT is a nature that we cannot do it on purpose. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Mukri, how do you see about this activity influence to the teenagers?
Okay, for me, I do agree that LGBTQ community bring a social issue to the citizens, especially teenagers and people around us. Parents should be more aware of their children's activities because gay tendencies can be developed at a young age due to LGBT influences. The same-sex boarding school are potential place where students will develop homosexual tendencies. The boarding school should only accept students above the age of 16 because they can already know what is the bad and the good at the age. And also we have to strictly warn against using derogatory terms like sotong when referring to people from the LGBT community. Thank you.
So we move to the next discussion. Dr. Shakir, as a mufti and a public figure to the community, especially to the Muslim, how our community need to handle this issue?
First of all, as a Muslim society, we should not judge others because we don't know their past. Maybe they have history behind this. We as a Muslim community cannot ignore this, ignore those with LGBT issues, but we need to give them advice to get them back on the right path. Jakir runs the Mukhayyam program to rehabilitate the gay people. We have had 1,450 people under the program, where some have gone to get married, some have changed their dressing, and some are practicing control from going back to normal lifestyle. But number of LGBT spread faster than number of LGBT recover. This issue happened because there are a few LGBT people who are rallying and promoting this profane culture in the public, and this has led to more people being involved in this issue.
So what do you want to say about Mr. Azhar?
Okay, like I have mentioned earlier, it was my freedom to practice the things that I feel good to me. It's my right to live the way I want or I feel. It's my freedom to choose my sexual orientation. You know, our sexual orientation did not affect others.
How can you say these LGBT issues did not affect others? There are about 310,000 homosexuals in Malaysia as of 2018, compared to only 173,000 homosexuals in 2013. Hence, the number of homosexual people in Malaysia has almost doubled in 2018. Studies have shown that the transgender population, consisting mostly of sex workers, is at about 30,000 this year compared to 10,000 in 1980.
Okay, I want to ask all of you, do we really solve the problem to the country? Did you ever heard that LGBT commit crime like stealing or rampage? No, often we are the victim of this situation. We also human beings, regardless our sexual orientation is different from all of you.
So basically, Mr. Azhar didn't agree with Dr. Shakir's opinion. Okay, Dr. Mukri, can you give some opinion about this issue that we've been talking about?
It's true that you guys did not commit a crime, but having LGBT around us will create a lot of social problem. From a seminar I attended recently, it claimed that homosexuality between men is the cause of the increase in sexually transmitted disease in Malaysia. Dr. Janiza Abdul Ghani, who is a doctor from the Penang Health Department, said that The increase also include HIV cases. The doctor shares that 80% of homosexual patients who are seeking treatment of STD at hospitals have used dating apps for gay people to seek partner. It will also increase the mortality rate in our country, and this is not good for the growth of society in Malaysia.
Yes, I also heard about the data obtained from the Malaysia Health Council had reported that 40% or 2,894 cases of HIV infection were from sex, and 1,533 of them, or 53% of it, are from same-sex relationship. I want to ask about your comment about it, Mr. Azhar.
Okay, thank you. This is because many of them are them out. They are having unhealthy sex and causing the disease to spread. This should not to be blamed as LGBT. In the West, the issue of LGBT claims is nothing new. The number of this group and the level of sympathy for this group is also increased. The fast-paced world of information technology has brought culture and practices to different places quickly. Cross-culture and way of thinking have shaped the new world. Whoever is dominant, he will dominate culture and thought campaign. Finally, their slogan and shout were lifted.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but in my opinion, you are now in an Islamic state, and you should respect the culture of this country. If you want to be respected, then we will respect the LGBT community. But you can go too far by inviting people to join LGBT, and this will bring down the image of an Islamic state.
I agree with Dr. Shaki that practice of same-sex marriage is rejected by Islam. It is one against what Allah wants from man. It's invented. God created man for woman. Through sexual intercourse, both sex reproduce and develop physically and emotionally. Sex of the same kind destroy the nature that God created man. It damages the spiritual and the physical. This is like insect sex or human being with animal. If same-sex marriage is recognized on the human right basis, then insect which the other wife which Okay. I agree with Dr. Shaki that practice of same-sex marriage is rejected by Islam. It is one against what Allah wants from man. It's invented. God created man and woman. Through sexual intercourse, both sexes reproduce and develop physically and emotionally. Sex of the same kind destroy the nature that God created man. It damages the spiritual and the physical. This is like the insect sex or human being with animal. If same-sex marriage is recognized on a human right basis, then insect sex with other people's wife, sex with animal, and this also be recognized on the same basis. Furthermore, all religion in Malaysia also prohibit this kind of relationship. What about you, Dr. Mukri?
The rapid growth of LGBT in the country is alarming. Many young people are trapped and engaged in their activities. These symptoms greatly affect religion, country and society. Their activities are so shameful and disgusting that some of them have dared to release action pictures with their partners on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Have we ever wondered what are the consequences of their action? Some involved in this LGBT event is like plugging into a deep hole that is difficult to climb. Individuals who are involved with this symptom have dropped their dignity unknowingly. Impact on the society, LGBT is no longer a secret. It has become a hot topic in our country and a topic of discussion among the public. This group is like an outbreak of cancer. LGBT will influence other people to join them. If that happens, the community involved will be disgraced and the honor of the community will fall.
It can be concluded that the issue of LGBT is very worrying and has a negative impact on society. Yes, we don't support the LGBT lifestyle, but we have to take a different approach to counsel them instead of hating them. And I think counseling is the one way that LGBT people can get back on the right path. This is the end of our forum today, and thank you to our panel. I hope that this forum, the rise of LGBT in Malaysia, will give you a little bit info about this LGBT case. I hope you all have a nice day. Okay, thank you.